Hey, what happened?
There. You're live.
Yeah.
It's a drum roll.
Hold on, I gotta crack open my Key West beer.
Nice.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello from Palm Springs. I saw hello from Mazatlan.
Wow, nice and warm. Both of those places, nice and warm.
It's 5 o'clock, showtime. Jody says it's showtime. It's 8 o'clock where we are. We'll talk more about that. But yes. 8 p.m.
I love Lisa's idea. She wants to like people's comments.
I agree.
That would be so cool.
This is Lisa's first live stream.
Lisa, welcome.
Anybody here? Anybody's like 10th live stream?
Yes.
Anyhow,
let's see. There's a pause.
An 11-second pause.
And then it goes up.
Before we find out. We adjust some audio here. Okay, good. Let's see.
Woo!
Emily and Mike have lost count. Yes, that's good. Okay, so how's audio?
I lost count.
We know the lighting's not great, but we'll talk more about that too. But is the audio good at least? I know it's echoey, and we'll get into that also.
Wow.
Audio is good. Okay, cool. Now, I know everybody probably knows what to do in case we get disconnected. And we probably won't because the KYD Bungalow, which is where we are, has quote unquote streaming fast Wi-Fi.
Yes.
400 down.
It's like a treat for us.
100 up.
It's like so dessert.
I think it'll be fine.
Special.
But should it go bad, then I'll go back to Patreon and I'll post a new live stream link and just refresh the page and everybody will file back in. Okay.
There you go. Hello from Tucson.
Yes.
Hello.
Tucson.
I hear you loud and clear. Okay. There is a family from Tucson that I met at NASCAR. And they are going to email me because they said that they have family Mexican recipes. And I said, I would love to cook with you.
Yes.
Please email me. And so anyway, they're going to email me.
Someone says Steven says you're drinking water.
I am. I'm just sorry, Steven. I know, but I need to stay hydrated.
But I have our Key West beer, a little clue, not a huge clue, but a little clue on where the KYD Bungalow is. So, okay, let's talk about the agenda and everything we're going to cover here.
Okay. We always like to go over our location, where we are, insider trading, some little fun things.
Some things about the kids too, which we always appreciate everyone asking, but we have some updates on things that are going on with the kiddos.
We slipped in some just meetup updates. We talked about that last time, but we just wanted, things are rolling.
Update on the update.
Yes. And then we like to give an RV tip. We do a little giveaway. We have a hat.
A KYD hat from the Private Reserve.
Which means you can pick anything you want.
From the Private Reserve, otherwise known as the shipping mistake bin.
Yes, in case something went wrong. Yes. We have a couple reserved, so you get to pick what you
like. Oh, yeah, Patty Joe, thank you. It's been a month.
It's coming back.
It's coming back.
It's so cute.
It's coming back, which is good.
And then we have a Q&A.
We have a Q&A. So,
round out
great
Q&A.
Great Q&As asked, great questions asked on the Facebook group. I want to just some of the things that we're going to be talking about. Someone asked, what is our dream for retirement? Because we've been kind of doing an RV dream. So what do we dream about when it comes to retirement? Joel asked, what is your favorite setup and the best way to travel? Which I thought was good. How do we divide and conquer between like Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff? So we thought we would do that pointing game.
We'll do a little game like that.
And then does constant travel wear us out? That's a good question. How long did it take for us to prepare for the 6-month trip? Yeah. I want to chat about that.
For anybody that doesn't know the 6-month trip, that's how we started.
Yeah, the season one, basically. Yes. We didn't know it was season one. It was just a 6-month trip.
Yes.
And then are there new blends coming out? What do we do for downtime? And what does Christmas look like? Christmas. So what does Christmas look like? So those are our 8 Q&A segment rounds.
Okay, that was a SpongeBob reference. And if anybody don't know that, now you know. But Victoria always gets upset with us when we do SpongeBob references because she was like, you never let me watch SpongeBob. And I said, because he was annoying. But anyway, and then the boys got to watch.
Of course they did.
And so anyway, she's like, you never let me now. I don't get any of the inside jokes. It wasn't because he was annoying, just because, he was always yelling.
Yes.
So I was like, we don't need that. But then the boys came. I'm like, I need anything I can get my hands on. I have 3 children. Watch SpongeBob. So Christmas.
Okay. And then so that's the agenda. All right. So obviously, for those that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. This is Trisha's favorite time of year.
Are you joking?
Yeah, well, I'm not joking.
Well, Thanksgiving, I really love Thanksgiving. I really love 4th of July. Christmas is busy.
I'll tell you why this is Trisha's favorite time of year.
Why?
Okay? Because Trisha gets to close the door and yell, "Don't come in! Don't come in!" Like she's wrapping gifts, but she's just in there drinking wine and reading a book. But for about a month, no, don't come in! Don't come in! And that is why it's her favorite time of year.
I said, "What is this?" Oh, you can't read it. It says Trisha's favorite time of year. I go, "What is this?" He goes, "Oh, I have something planned." So nothing he just said was true. Nothing. Oh,
gas. Gas.
What? So anyway, no. What is your favorite?
Trish
holiday?
never likes it when I write down a little joke and I say, and she, "What's this?" I say,
"What is that?"
I say, "Donna, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
What were you gonna say?
So I love SpongeBob, darling. I know. Actually, it's really funny.
Yeah.
Now that I have some perspective and it's not grinding me up.
Yes.
Anyway, what's your favorite time? Your favorite holiday?
Well, I think the season of Christmas.
Yeah.
But my favorite holiday is 4th of July.
Yeah.
All right.
So, okay. So let's see here. Christmas. Caleb votes Christmas.
Elizabeth is going to use your little trick.
What's that?
Don't come in. Don't come in. Don't come in.
Don't come in. I'm wrapping gifts.
Just make sure you have some gifts. Just make sure you have, when you come out, after you get a little downtime, you read a little book and have a little wine. Just make sure you come out with some wrapped presents. But use the same ones every time. Just go in there with the presents. Grab some presents from the tree. Go inside.
Bed. Yes.
Anyway.
Okay. The sad truth is, I only have one gift so far for every single person. I don't know if you all divide and conquer, like who's in charge of Christmas, but I put on the Christmas show, right?
You put on the Christmas show?
You do.
That's a
you do me, and then I do everybody else, right? That's pretty much how it goes. And I have one present so far for the entire list. So it's going to be all hands on deck.
Honestly, kids get older and it gets easier, right? It gets okay. All right. Apparently, anything I don't do is easy.
Yeah, right.
All right. We haven't even gotten to the agenda. I feel like this is a radio show. This has turned into like a talk show. We got to get a couple mics down here.
We got to keep moving. Okay. So anyway, tell me.
Yes.
Do you want to share what's going on here? Because we're in a different location. And I'm sure there's people that are like, something's going on, and I want to know what's going on.
Okay, so the location update is our big news, and it is the project that we'll be working on and off for the duration of this year. But I don't know if anyone can relate to this, that you finish a house, like when the cabin is done, and you start looking around and say, we need a new project. Every time we would roll through Florida, we'd kind of think the same thing when we would roll through the St. Pete's area.
Yes.
We'd say, boy, we really like it here.
We really like it.
And so we thought it would be awesome if we were to do another KYD property, because the cabin has been awesome. We didn't know it'd be so much fun to share.
It's been really fun
as a rental.
Yeah.
In fact, when we were done with the initial renovation, we were actually thinking, we really want to do this and have people stay here. It's been awesome.
So much fun.
It's been awesome. So we thought it'd be really cool to do it again with the KYD Bungalow. And so we flew out here a month ago or so. And which, if you recall in the videos, that's how we ended up getting sick. I think we flew up here and getting sick. But anyway, we came out here and we found a place and we thought this will totally work and we're going to renovate it. It actually looks halfway decent, because the best part of the house is from right here to right like here, right?
Yes.
Everything else is 100 years old. This house was built in 1923.
How cool is that? It's so cool. Well, and also I want to show you one of my favorite parts of the house. Is that it's a chandelier. So I pretty much made sure, okay, is that in the contract? Is that going to come with that?
What is it called? Conveyed. Is that conveyed?
Is that convey?
Anyway, so we are really super excited to have a place that we can spend some time renovating, because it's a 100-year-old house. Like, they redid the kitchen, but even that,
the floors kind of go like this.
If you look closely,
it's like a wave.
Even that's not correct. And there's a lot of things about a 100-year-old house. Like, the pantry is weird. There is no closet in the master bedroom.
Any of the bedrooms. There's only one in a bathroom.
There's in the bathroom, they don't have this essential thing called an outlet. So we need to normalize and functionalize the house. We got to renovate.
Functionalize.
But since we've been here for the past 10 days or so.
Centennial celebration. Yes. We could totally do that. It'd be so much fun.
Trish and I have made some awesome plans. And so we're kind of hoping we can start doing the reno in the spring, and then just keep popping in and out. Some of the stuff is way beyond our skill set. And then anyway, and then we hope to be done by like maybe fall, have it done. But we just think it'd be super fun to share. So anyway, so the KYD.
That's the big news. That's what we've been working on.
And
like, I don't know, we've been kind of going kind of crazy back and forth.
We came out, and it wasn't a month ago. It was 60 days ago. We flew out here a couple months ago to just look at neighborhoods and get an idea of what we liked, what we didn't like, so that we could basically, because the market's so crazy, so that we could write an offer without seeing the house. That was the goal. Just so happened we found a house.
If you remember, we did the same thing in Flagstaff, and then we ended up buying the house on FaceTime with a realtor, right?
Yes,
It was a FaceTime call. We were in, not Alaska, but the Yukon. And she pretty much showed us the house like this. And we thought, well, if we know the neighborhood and she knows what we really like in St. Pete's, maybe we could do it again. But then we found this. And so we were like, let's do this. So anyway, we're very excited to renovate it. We're very excited to share. And who knows what will happen out of this, but that's our plan. So we'll see how it all plays out. But we have a lot of work to do.
A lot of work.
A lot.
Okay, so let me tell you a furniture story. So we're on a 1955 teak table right here. You see this teak table with this vintage chair here like this? Okay, so we're here. We stay at a hotel for the first 2 nights because we had nothing, right? So we're here and we literally have no place to like stand. There's no silverware.
Just sitting on the ground, leaning against the wall.
There's no glasses. There's nothing. We're literally sitting on the floor. The only thing we did have, pretty interesting, is streaming fast Wi-Fi. So clearly from Arizona, I knew
priorities and coffee. You had coffee delivered.
We had a Ninja coffee maker. We had the KYD Cabin Blend from Bob's Mug Coffee.
Yes.
And internet. We had coffee and internet before we even arrived.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, so Trish says, hey, let's just go get a couch off of Facebook Marketplace. And it doesn't have to be a couch forever.
Well, if you're in a big marketplace,
it's a huge
you're either in Tampa, you're Florida, LA.
Yeah.
Flagstaff is terrible. Okay. For Facebook Marketplace.
It's terrible.
You're not going to find anything.
So we think we'll get a couch and we'll just kind of see. So Trish finds this couch that's like this super expensive designer couch, right?
Yeah.
For this great price, right? Almost scam level, right? And I'm thinking, okay, well, so we look it up online and something.
Like, you got to come with me. I can't
so,
go by myself.
So then we switch over to text and I start talking to the guy and we go back and forth. And so he's in one of these luxury apartments downtown.
Right.
And we go up to the floor that he's on. I'm knocking on his door and I'm thinking to myself, because it's taking a long time to get to the door. And we hear some things. We hear some things going on inside. And I think to myself, this is how we're going to die, right? I mean, like Craigslist, Facebook, this is it, right?
Right.
So he took so long to get the door. I've already got those thoughts of, what are we doing
We've wandered into the unknown.
Okay? He answers the door. The image I can give you is like the villain in 007, kind of a Russian look, totally ripped, shirt unbuttoned, or you can see, right? Very handsome man, very handsome, very well-equipped, shirtless man. Okay, that's why I said 007.
I'm trying not to bang the table, but I want to bang the table. Well equipped.
So he answers the door, and I think, yep, this is it. This is it. And I follow him into the place.
He's like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah, yes. I can do my Russian accent now. Okay. Yes, I have your couch right over here. Okay.
He wasn't Russian.
No, I wasn't Russian.
No.
That just
okay.
Anyway, so we go and we look at the couch. The couch is good. Turns out he's kind of like this quasi furniture dealer. And he
has all these beautiful oil paintings all over
all over the place. It looked like a gallery. I said, boy, this looks like a gallery. He says, yeah, this is kind of like my gallery, and I operate out of my house. And so we're thinking, so all this stuff is for sale?
So I said, that table's probably too expensive. We probably don't want to buy it, but what would you offer?
Yeah.
So he gives us this price. We're like, will it fit in your van?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you shouldn't answer that quickly, right? You should negotiate.
Yeah, no, it was.
I'm like, will it fit in your van?
Yeah. Because he says he has. Oh, that was the other thing. He says he has a van. So when I'm Facebook messaging him and I say, "Are you home now? Can we go take a look?" He says, "I have van." I'm thinking, I said to Trish, that's not the appropriate response to, "Can I come over?" I have van. I have van. Anyway, so this van. So anyway, he pulls up in a Honda with the wheel on the right-hand side.
So it's a European.
The van, the Honda van, the European Honda van is about as wide as my laptop. Okay. It was like a clown van, but it was really super cool. And he got the entire couch in there. And then he actually made 3 trips. Yeah. He got cooler and cooler as we went on. But
I know he practically was ready to pop open a water or something, sit here with us and chat. So But it was really a lot of fun.
Craigslist guy with van. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
how that went
That's
down.
what we signed up for. And then we're showing Caleb what not to do. We're like, yeah, this is normal. You just call somebody, they start texting, say, I have a van, you go into someone's apartment. It was anyway.
So we have a $40 recliner, swivel recliner for $40. Okay. That Trish said, we don't need that. I said, it's a recliner and we have no furniture. When we're done with it, we'll throw it into the ocean.
I went to he's joking. He's joking. It's just a joke, bro. So we go to Target and they want $70 for like a chair. So I'm thinking there's got to be
and I've got a swivel recliner for $40 and this teak table from 1955.
It's totally Fraser style.
I think we've covered this long enough. But what was I going to say? Okay. Strange apartment, van, cheap furniture.
Free candy.
That's a good end. Free candy.
Free candy.
Someone's saying, is there renovation work and a stay package? What's a stay package, Phil? But is there renovation work? Yes, there is.
There's going to be a lot going on.
There is an insane amount of renovation work, and that's going to be kind of fun. Let me ask you, the KYD cabin renovation, we boiled down to 2 videos.
Right.
This is going to be more because we're going to be coming back and forth, and it's going to take a longer period of time. I personally think real estate and RVing are really cohesive. And there's a lot of people that, obviously don't want to go full time. There's a lot of people that want to downsize. They want to find a vacation rental like we have done so they can travel. How much of the renovation, how much of real estate do you think would be relevant and on point for KYD and sharing the videos and that type of stuff?
Yeah, you want to know, what would your attention level be? Would it be like 2 videos or would it be like 4 videos?
Or would you like a series on like real estate stuff and reno series and stuff?
Yeah. So we don't really know.
There's going to be some mishaps.
Well, there's going to be mishaps, but we can boil it down and cut a ton of it out. Or we can,
like Glenn says, 3, we could easily do it in 3. We could also pepper it in between different travel, because like there's only so much that they're going to do in between coming and going. Right. Yeah. So mix it in 3 to 5. This is good feedback. Series.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
We also really want to chat about real estate in general. So we want to use the KYD Bungalow renovation process to talk about, what do you do with real estate when you're becoming maybe an empty nester, transitioning into a new period of your life?
Just wear body cams and stream it 24/7. That's great. You know what I'll do? I'll go back over to
Van Guy.
Yeah, we'll go to Van Guy's house and we'll be like, would you like this painting or this painting? Yes. Vote.
Okay. All right. One more thing about Van Guy. Okay.
Oh, you have more?
I have more. I said to Trish when we got home, like later, because I was thinking it was kind of weird he answered the door like that, like his unbuttoned thing and everything like this. I mean, I'm a very good looking guy. Okay. I said to Trish, Trish Facebook messaged this guy. It occurred to me like an hour after he left. He thought Trish was going over to his place to pick up the couch. So he's probably in there all the time we were waiting in the hallway. He's probably greasing up the hair, getting the shirt, doing the spray tan like this. He's probably doing push-ups. He's doing push-ups. And then he casually opens his door and sees me and Caleb. And he's probably like, oh, damn.
No, I think I think we saw the Florida vibe. Trendy, shirt open. I think that's what we got.
That's me in 2 more years. 2 more years.
Wow. Just started spray tanning immediately.
I've been spray tanning. You don't notice? You can't notice? It's spray bearding. Spray bearding. Okay. All right.
Anyway, let's
accomplish something.
Why don't we talk about something RV related? I know we want to talk about meetups and we want to talk about insider trading, but why don't we talk about some of our RV tips? Because you have a cool RV tip. Okay,
so we this Sunday's video, we divert down from Route 66. I'm sorry.
Route.
When I see ROUTE in my mind, that's route. I'm sorry, route. But now I'm all messed up. Anyway, but route.
We're all mixed up.
We diverted from Route 66 to go down to the National RV Training Academy for the E3 camping event, which was awesome.
Yes.
When we were there, Trish and I and me so like you, us, and me separately did some videos with Todd.
Oh, yes.
So I did a winterizing video with Todd, and during the course of our conversation, he had a great time because I think I asked him something about cleaning freshwater tanks and adding like a little bit of Clorox or bleach to the freshwater tank. And he had this really great tip I wanted to share with you. He says, if you're going to add the bleach concentrate into your tank, normally I would pour the appropriate amount of bleach into into a little container and add the water to dilute it so you don't ruin your clothes. And then you would pour it into your fresh tank with a funnel. Todd said, just grab the bleach, grab your hose, pour the appropriate amount into the hose, connect the hose to the RV, turn on the water, va-voom.
How about that? Anytime you're dealing with bleach, though, be careful.
Yeah.
I hope you're wearing whatever is the worst thing that you have in your rig.
Yeah.
Because, one splash and you're
toast.
Your clothes just changed into a new situation.
Next thing you know, you have got open button-down shirt.
Okay. We're gonna just
no.
We're not gonna start it on accents.
All right. 2 years, Trish. 2 years. I got to do a lot of push-ups. A lot of spray tan.
You don't have to do anything. You're just perfect.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. I'm gonna get those little tape, those like a.
What are you doing?
Like when you spray tan.
Oh, you're gonna make your
contours.
A contour. That's right. That's right. Okay, good.
That accent was embarrassing. Yeah, every accent I do is embarrassing.
I know, that's right.
Every accent.
We move on. We cannot edit this. This is live. Therefore, we have to have some standards. Okay.
Work on that accent.
Okay.
Sometimes it's good.
So.
Okay.
I like that RV tip. So then you're kind of cleaning your hose.
And
right?
I did. So I did this video with Todd about winterization in RV. And I think I mentioned in the video that a guy from Arizona
this one.
and Texas are doing a video on how to winterize your RV, of which both of us have done it a lot of times just because we do RV stuff. But neither of us have ever actually had to do it on our RVs, which is really interesting. Yes. Even the bird right now is called he called it a Texas winterization. Yes. I thought it was more clever or funny than that. But
it gets the point across.
Yeah, I forgot what he called it. But anyway, so basically with the bird, we drained all the tanks. I drained the low lines. I let everything out. That's pretty much good to go.
Right. We are below the freeze line too.
Well, we moved the
just
RV
in case. Yes, we moved it. But just in case something happens. But anyway, that's called a Texas winterization. How many people here have to store their rig like for the winter somewhere else? You get it all prepped and ready. That's just part of the process. We learned that so many people use Columbus Day as their last holiday in the it's not even the end of summer. It's like the end of the camping year. And so anyway, the leaves are starting to change, and it's usually a big blowout. People are doing all kinds of fun stuff.
So I was looking about Texas family camping. Said after the big blizzard they had last year, a lot of Texans became emergency winterization experts.
Yes.
There's not much you could do for that. I mean, if lines are freezing in your house, your RV has got to be doomed.
Right.
I don't know.
So crazy.
Well, a lot of people moved into their RVs because they had power, and then they could have the furnace going.
Yes,
right?
And then Katie, remember her? Her story, how they went across Texas and they didn't realize that when you have those foam mattresses, they freeze solid hard. So she goes to jump up to go do it and just almost shatters her knees. So anyway, you have to be careful for that stuff too, because you most likely are not leaving the heat on, because that would mean that you have your propane going, which you wouldn't want to be doing. So then your rig is totally freezing if you're going from one location to the next. So anyway, storage, so Halloween. Oh, and that's Pennsylvania. That's really good. You get to go all the way to Halloween, the end of October. That's amazing.
That's near Columbus Day, because Columbus Day is right around there. So that's usually whenever.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, what was your tip? You had a drive day food prep tip.
Okay, so you got to keep the troops fed. Then everybody's in a good mood, and you have the energy you need. I think the easiest thing for you to do, if you don't have any food or you're not planned, or you're just oh my gosh, we're starving, just run into any grocery store, grab a rotisserie chicken and a prepackaged salad. I know this sounds totally obvious, but I think that it's just a really good reminder that you can go stop at a grocery store, buy a $7 chicken and a $3 bag of salad. And for $10, I feed all three of us. And we're on the go again. And we didn't, we're not bogged down with bad food, because it's easy to go run into fast food or things like that. Or you go to Chipotle, and you go to Chipotle with Caleb, it's $40 just for him. I'm okay, slow down on the double meat over there. So anyway,
double meat. Yeah.
It's more like triple meat.
It's
so
ridiculous.
He waits, and he waits for her to put it in, and then and then he's like, oh, may I have another scoop? Yes. So then she puts on another big one. And then he's like, and may I have steak? And she's like, I don't have any room for this. So he'll do like triple meat. Anyway, I just think that's in the back of your mind when you're doing a travel day and you need to feed about 3, maybe 4 people, because I think Caleb eats kind of like 2 people. You can really go the distance on that. This is funny.
People think it's not my first beer.
It really is.
Listen, the Russian guy's got me amped up. Okay, it's my first beer.
It's heavy too. He's barely had anything.
It's barely had the Russian guy. So, every time I think about this Russian guy, I get a little excited now. All right, all right. Trish is like, wonder what other furniture he has. Let's go there and see what other furniture he has.
Never. No, I did not say that at all. That never came from my lips.
Oh,
okay, so
a lot of lies about this Russian guy are coming out.
I'm over here drinking wine okay, anyway.
Okay, insider
trading.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's do a quick meetup update.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
So last time we talked about meetups. We want to make sure we have a range of things as 2022 comes in, and as we close out this year in 21. From free to an event.
Yes.
So we have 2 free things.
Well, and I wanted to clear up anything around the form because I said I would post the sign up form, and I did. But then I know everyone on the forum is waiting for more information. It's just we have a little bit of time, and I've been busy with the Russian guy. So,
oh my God.
Well, now it's funny. And if it's not funny, it'll be funny.
It'll be funny later.
It'll be funny later. And Gary actually knows Russian guy pretty well.
Oh my God.
Well, he's an astronaut. He should know. Okay, so it was the race to space. That's how Gary knows him. He was racing to space.
I feel like Gary needs to be bronzed or something at the end of this.
I think he might.
Be able to see
someone asked if Gary has been fixed.
No, yes and no. Well, I have him in 2 pieces with the glue in a secret location because literally, I don't know if your family is like this, but something new comes in the house and they're like, what is that? What is that? So both the boys were home and they try to attack my super glue like nobody's business. They're like, oh, I want this. I'm like, you have nothing in your life that you need a super glue. Give me my super glue back. So I hit it. So
Gary giveaway would be good.
Oh, that'd be good.
Regarding Gary, it was, I don't know, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, 4 hours past our bedtime. And I get this, what I think is an amazing idea about Gary. And I have to walk downstairs and literally write the Gary narrative. I have to write, like what Gary says. It's all Gary, but sometimes I got to help him out.
Yeah, right.
And so anyway, I think I have
script.
Can you
imagine? Here's your script.
I think I have a script for Gary that's pretty funny. So no, he's not been fixed.
He will be.
But him not getting fixed might be part of the script. That's all I'm going to say about it. Okay. So meetup. So what we're calling the service meetup is on January 14th. You have to look at the time. I think it's like 2 to 3:30. Okay. And there was a sign up form for that. And I think we're there in terms of signups. But if we exceed the amount of spots that we have, Trish has arranged a food truck.
Yes.
So directly after the event at 3:30, there'll be a food truck. So if anyone either A, can't make the meetup, or B, working and get off a little bit, or C, we're past the amount of people that we can go there, everyone can just come in afterwards and we can hang out and do a food truck meetup in the parking lot at 3:30.
So I guess where Feed My Starving Children is, there are no other occupants, business owners in that area. So she said, just do whatever you want in the parking lot. You can have the whole parking lot. So that doesn't sound like, we're going to be relaxed, like sitting down, chilling out.
No, but it would be fun. It'd be fun. It'd be like a tailgate with a food truck.
Yeah.
So that's going on.
But the food truck, just so you know, it's, buy your own tacos and burritos, but they're anywhere between $5 and $8.
Chris is only going if Russian guy shows up. I'll ask Russian guy because he probably loves Arizona.
Yeah.
That time of year.
Yeah. Right.
He might be. We got to change the food truck.
Keep going.
Okay. So
we've got Feed My Starving Children.
Is there an RV Tampa Show meetup? No, there is not, because that's January and there are other plans for January. But I don't know.
We won't be here.
Yes. I'll bring chairs. Yep. Good suggestion, Mike.
That's because we're RVers.
Yes.
We can do that. We have foldable chairs on tap.
Okay. So that is January 14th. And if you're already on the list, more information to come. And if you can come for the meetup portion after, I'll send information. Then the next one is January, really quickly after that, 22nd. And we have secured Santa Monica Brewing Company, the whole back patio, or at least a whole bunch of tables. And we're going to create a sign up. I wasn't going to create a sign up form for that, but if we do create a sign up form and I know how many people are going, he might just give us the whole back or more tables. So I'm going to create a sign up form for that.
We just need to pull someone.
That's going to be 11 to 2 p.m. and maybe it'll go a little bit after. And then we have Savage Tacos food truck showing up there. So I think that's going to be killer in Santa Monica. And I know there are some people in recovery who don't drink. Totally get it. And it's totally up to you. I think it's going to be kind of a patio. I don't think it's a big drinking event just because it's at a brewery.
And you can drink anything you want. You don't have to drink beer. You could have and just have.
And I know all the insiders would support you with that, but nonetheless, we want to make sure you're comfortable. But I just want to make sure that's clear that, you know, when we do stuff at a Harvest Host or a winery or a brewery, it doesn't automatically mean it's a party. That's just the venue. Breweries are great for meetups because they usually have a whole bunch of space.
Yes.
And so that's usually why we gravitate toward breweries, not just because of the IPA.
Perfect.
Okay.
So, and then the Ret Tech event, we're going to throw down in Evans, Georgia.
Yeah. And a lot of people have been asking about that sign up form, and I haven't created it because that event is not until March 24th, I believe. So we got a little bit of time on that. I wanted to get the service meetup, the meetups in January kind of settled, but I'll be posting that sign up form.
Both of those meetups are totally free. You know, it's a local business. So if you want to support the brewery or the taco trucks in either one, those are local businesses, and I'm sure they would appreciate that.
And I told them that everyone's cool in that way. Yeah.
So, but the Ret Tech is not free.
No, it's not. It's the opposite of free.
It's the opposite of free.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. But it is like a huge experience, and they've really we're not making anything off of it. It's just Ret Tech's event.
In fact, I even tried to get a deal.
Yeah, and they were like, no.
And they were like, no. They said we don't even make money on that. We just pour the money into the event to make it a really great experience.
Like the first night, they do a whole hog. They smoke a whole pig. And so anyway, and then it's going to be a lot of fun, live music, great food, all that kind of stuff.
And so, and then we have other stuff that we're going to talk about. We're working on, I wouldn't call this a project necessarily, but we are working on something for the bird that I think is really cool. Of course, it was Trisha's idea. And so that would be, so we have other stuff happening this summer through the Midwest. I'm sure we'll have stuff in Florida because we're going to be coming back and forth to Florida so much, and we have more Florida news. But with us coming back and forth to Florida so much, making sure that everything's going right here. I'm sure we'll end up doing a meetup in the St. Pete's area. Because we know the area now, so it'd be easy for us to pick a spot. That's been our biggest obstacle to picking meetup locations is we don't know an area until we get there, and then you get there and you're like, ooh, that's why we go to breweries.
Right.
But now we know the area, and we are like, ooh, that would be good. This would be good.
And anybody that has RV'd full time, no matter how long it was, maybe it was for a summer, or maybe it was multiple years, you understand that your schedule is somewhat flexible all the time. And so, unless you're like, you go to another location, you stay there for the summer or something. But for us, we got to have wiggle room. It's like, okay, this place is not working for us or whatever. So it's very hard to plan in advance, but we know.
Well, Glenn says we should use your insiders, and we do. We usually reach out to people in that area and we say where. It's still surprisingly a lot of work. And restaurants and such are not cool with not knowing how many people are going to show up.
I've had that phone call before. Hi, it's
a weird call. It's a weird call, but anyway, we are getting better.
We're getting better at it. So anyway,
okay, where are the sign up sheets posted?
Someone just said, hey, repeat what's going on. We're going to have sign up sheets for meetups. We've got 3 meetups coming up.
Repeat what's going on. We are at the KYD Bungalow.
Yes.
Which is the next KYD rental.
Yes.
In St. Pete's, Florida.
We found a really charming, fun place that we think people would enjoy coming to. So we're going to make sure that this house is fully equipped so you can rent it and stay here. It won't be ready for a while because we have a ton of work to do.
It won't be ready until next year, honestly.
Yeah, it won't be ready for a while.
It's a 100-year-old house.
It's a 100-year-old house, and we're super pumped to share it. And we threw around some ideas. How many videos should we make about it? And I think, it was really cool to see everyone's feedback. So
Christine asked, how do we rent the KYD cabin? We are obviously very, very lucky to have the KYD community so that we actually don't use VRBO or Airbnb.
But the platform.
Okay, but we use the platform Lodgify, Lodgify.
You can see it through our website.
Yeah, you can. If you go to kydcabin.com, and we use a Lodgify, I think it's like $25 a month. And it does all the bookings, all the reservation, all the emails, all the terms and conditions, all that stuff. And so people book through that.
If you would like to rent your house or do something similar, that is definitely a platform you're going to want to check out.
But I mean, that's because we have traffic coming in from KYD. So
Yes.
otherwise we would probably be on VRBO and Airbnb.
Right.
So anyway, with St. Pete's meetup, St. Pete's meetup would be awesome. Okay.
Yes.
And then we covered meetups, and then Joan asked where the sign-up forms are posted. Always Patreon and also on the Facebook page.
But right now we only have the 2 signups for.
Well, I only have the 1. I need to do the January 22nd one here. In fact, we'll do that this week.
Okay.
We'll post the January 2nd.
And then we won't do the March one for a little while.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the meetup update.
Oh, I'm so excited to see people.
Any questions while we move on to the next topic?
Any questions? Raise your hands.
Any questions?
Hey, I'll just roll right into insider trading.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are there RV hookups at the bungalow? Okay.
No.
100-year-old house.
Mm-mm.
So you got to think St. Pete's 100-year-old house. This is not an RV friendly house.
What we have found through renting the KYD cabin is maybe 1 out of 10 people stay there with a rig, and we have space for a smaller rig. Most of the time, it's people that want to go visit and then have an experience like that and then go back home, or they'll bring their rig and park it somewhere and then they'll stay in the area. So we wanted you to have access inside of what is a city, but it doesn't really feel like a city. And so I don't know what else to
Someone
say.
mentioned hurricanes, which is really interesting.
Yes.
When we were in, you probably remember this from season 1, when we were in what is the famous graveyard in New Orleans? What is that?
What was the question?
The famous graveyard in Nolens.
Oh, I don't know what the graveyard is.
What's the graveyard called? It's not going to take very long. Someone's going to know. But anyway.
Total pause.
Come on.
Total crickets.
Come on. This is where the lag. This is where the lag.
Okay, but the French Quarter, you could say it about the French Quarter too.
Okay. Well, when we were in New Orleans, we did the tour, and someone mentioned about Katrina, what happened at the graveyard. And the guide said, hey, 100 years ago, when people came over here in the boat and they started looking around, they knew where to build. They weren't going to build where things flood. They look around and they build up above the flood line. So,
but then as populations grow, they start taking all the space. So she said, it's really interesting. If you look at an old city, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times you'll see all the old houses still standing because they put it in the highest places. So that's what happens.
This 100-year-old house does not need flood insurance because it was put.
And
let me put it this way: there was nothing here 100 years ago, but the historic houses, right? And so they could build anywhere they wanted, and they built here for very obvious reasons, like Trish says. And then real estate becomes less and less, and then people knowingly build in areas that they know they probably shouldn't, and then they just get flood insurance. I thought that was kind
St. Louis Cemetery.
No, it was in Nolens.
Okay.
Lafayette Cemetery.
Lafayette.
I think it was Lafayette.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just think it's interesting that when you historically, no pun intended, when you go back to things that were done 100 years ago, they're usually done really, really well without GPS, without all the fancy stuff.
But you wouldn't know about hurricanes because hurricanes can strike anywhere, right? And they change all the time. But for one reason or another, this particular area has been protected for a long time.
Knock on
so
cheek.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. So
anyway,
what else we got?
Insider trading.
Insider trading.
I feel like we already gave insider trading with the KYD Bungalow, but you have been so kind to ask what's going on with the kids. And one of the questions is about like social life and things like that. We could touch on it really quick, but we wanted to give you a little update. Carson got accepted to Embry-Riddle, which they have 2 locations. One's in Arizona, one's in Florida, funny enough. He is going to go to the one in Florida. Now, some of you might be asking, wait a minute, I thought he wanted to go to the Air Force Academy. He does want to go to the Air Force Academy, and he's still in the interview process. He was actually interviewed by our state representative, which we were like, what? We were so excited because you don't know if you're going to get interviewed. You don't know if you're going to get a nomination. You don't know anything. So we've been doing all the steps. He's been doing them. I'm not doing them, surprisingly, right? Because your parents can't be involved. They can sniff that out really quick. So,
in fact, you have to hold back.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's been very hard for me to sit on my hands and be quiet. But he was interviewed. The process is still open. The application is still open, but we have no idea.
Yes.
Anyway, and it would be like amazing. If
he's actually really excited about Embry-Riddle in Florida. And now that we're here in Florida, he's only, and he needs flight time. He's only like
a 30,
let's say 45-minute to 1 hour flight away, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Plus the St. Pete's airport, private airport by the marina. It is, I took a video for him yesterday. I said, you are going to love landing here because it's like right over the ocean.
You fly over the water and then you come
beautiful.
into this.
So I think, so he's really excited about that, but I think
And he's going to do ROTC.
So he's going to do ROTC for Naruto. But I think what he'll probably end up doing is reapplying the Air Force Academy as a sophomore. But who knows? He could go to ROTC and go to Amarillo and just decide to do that path. But he's pretty excited about it. And we're excited for him because it's cool.
Yeah. So Victoria just started her first day at her internship, which they said we'll do the internship and then it will most likely turn into a position. So today was her first day and they're doing all their annual planning. So she was like, oh my gosh, it was such a big day, but really cool. So it's for a marketing company out of Scottsdale and she's like really pumped. And tomorrow she's taking all the headshots for everyone there because I don't know if you know, she's a photographer as well. So she's doing all the headshots and she's on the marketing team and she's pumped.
Yes.
Exhausted, but pumped. So like, she's like a legit adult.
Yes.
Except, you know, it's an internship. So we still have to help her pay for things. So anyway, but she's a legit adult. It's so cool. It's such a
And she'll graduate in this summer. Coming up summer.
And this is a tip for anyone who has high school students and you probably are already doing this or maybe you've thought about it, but Caleb starts dual enrollment with the college that he wants to go to in December. Well, this is December, but like you don't start until the end or the first day of January, whatever. Anyway, we're going to be able to get his whole first year of college done over the next 12 months.
At what cost? At a nominal. Like
it's $500 per college course.
Yes. Now think about that compared to when you enroll in the same school and take the same class, it's not $500.
Yeah.
Is that per college credit? For the class.
For the whole class. That's 3 credits.
We think Victoria Tori's roommate did this and literally shaved a year off of her school and then graduated in 2 years and graduated early. Yeah. Crazy.
So, so anyway, going back to Carson Dean, you're right. Nothing wrong with ROTC. It's so awesome. Yeah. It's so awesome. So we're pumped for him. I can't even believe that he, going back to Carson, like says, I want to serve the country. Like we didn't plant that seed for him. He just decided that. So yeah, it's really cool. So anyway, so if you have a high school student and you haven't looked into dual enrollment, it could be a way for you to save so much time and money. And we're pretty pumped about that. So that's what's going on with Caleb.
That's the update with them. All right.
Okay. So Q&A. You want to do this Q&A?
We'll do the hat giveaway from the private reserve. And then we'll do these questions, and then we'll start with the pointing game on divide and conquer. How do we divide and conquer roles between the two of us? We're going to point. Okay. Okay. So let's get our random number generator going here.
So from the picture for the live stream, everyone knows that Victoria is babysitting Charlie. Yes. And it's going really well. So Victoria used to come over to the cabin and Charlie kind of like would sniff her and then he'd leave. And she's like, he doesn't love me. I'm like, he loves you just fine. So anyway, but they're like majorly bonding. He sits up on her bed and cuddles with her, which is more than he does with us.
I know.
Because he's pretty
he does. It depends on his mood. Charlie's kind of weirdo.
So anyway, so every morning Charlie looks up at our bed, no matter what bed we're sleeping in, you know, if we're in the Airstream or we're at home or things like that. Bus. And he looks at us and we can tell by the way he's looking at us with his little alligator eyes. We can say those are his alligator eyes. If he's going to have like a needy day or a playful day. And so anyway, if he's playful, he's running around. But most days he's like super needy. Like, hi. I just need you to like give me a hug and reassure me that everything in my world is going to be okay.
Emily might say Goldens are generally weirdos. They really are.
They really are. It's so much fun. It's like the funnest weirdness. So anyway.
Okay, so a KYD hat from the private reserve. What does that mean? Hit the number.
Here we go.
Random number generator. 576. Write that down. 576. What does the private reserve mean? That is, I said in the beginning, but I'll repeat it. That is the shipping mistake bin. So we always hold back
a few
just to make sure if there's any issues that we could resend. So that means that you can choose any hat. And the most popular, of course, is the American flag, which is sold out.
Yes. But we have some.
We have some. So
yes, there's
no, you can still talk even though I'm looking at it. So I think everyone can still see us.
Sometimes there's mistakes. People have met their neighbors to find their hat.
Yes.
It'll get delivered to the wrong door. Sometimes there's porch pirates. It gets taken before they get home.
Okay, so let's start with the city and state. Okay, the winner of the private reserve hat is East Amherst, New York.
Woo!
Okay, if anyone here is from East Amherst, Elmhurst, New York.
Okay.
Jeremy Rollington.
Jeremy, calm down. We're gonna send you a hat. You just have to let us know where to send it.
Yeah, and which one you want.
And which one you want.
Which one you want.
So, anyways, but thank you to all that ordered a hat. We really do appreciate it. And it's a lot of fun to see your pictures. So we're pretty excited about that. Okay, so let's see. I went to college second semester freshman 20 years ago. Totally the way to go. Totally. I can't believe we wasted so much time with Victoria.
Totally.
Like
I know.
Going to school for 4 years.
And she could have totally, she was in the RV.
She was with us. I would have made sure that she got her classes done. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So
we were busy. Season 1.
I think we were busy.
Okay.
Okay. Questions.
Private reserve. How about some KYD wine? Just saying.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, I have ideas.
Okay. Q&A time?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with the question was, how do we divide and conquer between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, website, route planning, food planning, camera shots, sightseeing, outgoing, and what a typical week is. So let's just, I'm going to read them down and then
we're going to read them and then
we're going to point to each other.
Ready?
Who does what. Okay. Facebook. All right. Okay, good.
Yes.
Instagram. YouTube.
Well, mostly Mark. Well,
we both do the video.
But I do, yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Website.
Yes.
Yeah. Route planning. I'm going to keep my hand here now. Food planning and prep.
Yes.
Okay. Outings and sightseeing.
Yes. And you need to know your cruise limits, okay? I think that's one of the things is sometimes we get all pumped up and we're like, we're going to go here and here and here. And your crew might be like, if I go on another hike, I think I just might like.
Well, that's museums for me. But look how far I've come along in the years.
You have,
haven't I? Though.
Yes.
Now they're all like classic car museums.
No, we went to even the Biltmore. I was a little nervous that you'd be like.
Well, the Biltmore we had that bit going with the phone, and it was so funny.
Yeah, I think that if you are able to just goof off, you're happy. So anyway, so yes.
Trish, a training route activity planning video. Yes. Look, I think Trish needs to do more videos for the KYD ladies on.
I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say.
I have ideas. As a man, I have ideas.
Okay. I have no idea.
I'll just explain to you my man ideas later, and then you can do a video.
I think there's a word for that. I think it's called mansplaining or something.
Okay. I'm going to talk. The Russian guy and I are going to get together, and we are going to create some videos on self-tanning, push-ups.
Wait, there were more questions.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Look how fast she's trying to. Every time I bring up the Russian guy, Trish gets a little defensive.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to start snoring at these jokes. Okay, here we go. So
that wouldn't be the first time.
Dream for retirement.
Yeah, someone asked with everything that we've done and gone and places we've done, like the RV dream. What do we dream about when it comes to retirement?
I think that it's being with the people that you love the most, being able to have time with them, and nice weather.
And being able to follow nice weather.
And be able to follow nice weather. So yes, we have been doing RVing for a while, but I envision always having our rig, some rig. In my mind, it's an Airstream, but I don't know what it would be.
We do. And that's Joel's question. So maybe we can go back to this real quick, because Joel said, what has been our favorite RV setup and kind of like the most ideal way to travel?
Oh, well, RV setup has so much to do with who you're traveling with. We cannot travel with Carson and Victoria and Caleb with the rig that we have right now.
Yes.
We cannot.
Yeah.
It would just be.
But even a person for two, I think a lot of people choose an RV, or they think that they're going to get an RV based upon what their party looks like. And I think it comes down exclusively to how you travel. And
tell me more.
Well, we've met so many families of 7 in a fifth wheel, and we meet couples in fifth wheel. We've met families of 5 in a Class A, and we've met a couple in a Class A. I mean, you meet families in a small RV, and you meet couples and solo travelers in a small RV. So like, it just doesn't matter. I think how you travel is way more important. And I would say that because we've done a lot of things and we've been to a lot of places, now we like to travel a little bit quicker and nimbler. That's why we like the Airstream. It's kind of easy. You just kind of like park it. It's easy to maneuver. I like driving a truck. So the Airstream and the truck has been our favorite rig. And we've said this before, the reason we like the Airstream is because we can put it out in front of the house and use it as a casita. It kind of doesn't feel like you always have an RV around. I don't know.
I do have to say though that Okay, so if we just like did a quick rundown really quick, our first rig was perfect for us because we had to learn so much. We had to make mistakes, and you don't want to make mistakes in a rig where you're just like dying over your mistakes, right? So our first rig was like, get back into something. It wasn't the end of the world, right? If it was a pole, right? So, or you lose an awning. It was a learning rig. It was perfect. And then, then we them. What are you laughing?
Katie thinks I have a man crush on the Russian guy. No, just the opposite. Okay. Just the opposite.
Okay. So anyway, so then the reflection was perfect because it was the first time the kids had their separated space and Caleb wasn't on a couch. He's like, I'm gonna live on a couch for the rest of my life. So so that was like a huge upgrade. Then the toy hauler, that was like mind blowing. It was so amazing with the side porch, and we could sit outside, and the dog was there contained, but not on a leash. It felt like kind of freeing. It was really neat. And then we had 2 queen beds. So, if anybody has raised either very tall daughters or boys, they are like, they're gargantuan. They just like take up a lot of room, and they're kind of like a golden retriever. Their arms go all over. So like Carson specifically, we were watching him grow overnight while we had that rig. And it was just nice to be like, okay, you have your space over there, including your own bathroom. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So every rig had something special. And then, the Airstream has been my personal favorite. And the bird is hilarious.
We just like the bird.
Okay. It's hilarious. It's almost like a rolling, like, show. It's just like, what even is this? It's the best. But it's, for me, the only downfall, I don't like driving it. So, and it's not like I don't like driving a Class A. I don't like driving the bird. I mean, there's a bungee cord for the gas pedal, and
it's awesome.
And the wheel goes like this just to stay straight. So I've got, and then it pulls to the side. So I'm pulling into like a semi truck going by. I literally went on and on ramp and off and on ramp. I was like, I'm out. I'm done with this. Yeah. I don't want to drive it.
It's a funny video.
So
at least I think it's going to be. But yeah, Trish tapped out and she hasn't been back since.
Yeah.
But so I think so we're keeping the Airstream. We're keeping the bird, but we have fun plans for it. And I think our dream for retirement, I think what we really like about RVing, what the best part is having our bathroom, having our mattress, having our coffee, having our stuff.
Our
like
food,
no matter where we are, no matter how confusing or chaotic, because as you know, you travel and some places don't turn out to be the way you think, or things happen and they're long days, that you come back to something that you're familiar with. That's what we like about the RV lifestyle. So I think we want to see more places that you can't get to by RV, #boat. And we want to do it in that way. Like,
yes,
we're not.
Grateful Glamper is asking, will there ever be a boat? Right now, you know what the craziest thing is? We took our window with our kids. That was our 6-month trip. We had everybody, they were okay with like leaving all of their ties for a little while to be with us and do this thing that we were doing. And then, now Carson's busy, Victoria's busy. I don't know that I want to be on a boat somewhere and not have like quick access, because a lot of things are changing in our family dynamic. And so I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that, but that doesn't mean that I don't still want to do that later, much later.
Yes. Yeah. So that's kind of what we dream about. But I think the dream has never changed. We wanted to do something deliberate. In fact, that's another question. Maybe we should talk about that. How long did it take us to prepare for the 6-month trip?
Yeah.
It took us 2 years to become location independent. And I was doing a lot of research and a lot of studying and a lot of like shifting.
Yeah. Just meaning that we could work from anywhere, not like,
I mean, we
didn't retire.
Now it's like working remotely. Now it's kind of a thing, but like, but in 2013, location independence was like a new term. And so we were doing we knew we wanted to do something different. We knew we wanted to be on our terms.
We had no idea what it was.
But we didn't know what it was. But we knew that if we were location independent, it was going to be better. And so it took 2 years to do that. Trish reminded me, because we were talking about when did we pick the date, May 28th, because that's Tori graduated from
she was just her last.
You know how they call every year graduation now.
This is the last day of school.
It's transitioned from one grade to the next. They on the 27th, so we're going to leave on the 28th.
Yeah.
And so Trish reminded me that on the Christmas picture that we just saw that you posted on Instagram, at that moment, we did not know we were leaving.
Yeah.
We did not know anything about RVing, nothing about RVing in December, and we left in May. So we must have picked the date in January, February,
Mm-hmm.
and left. So once we achieved location independence, the time frame got really quick.
Well, we didn't know how we were going to do what we were going to do, but I was doing the podcast at the time, interviewing anybody who lived outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was interviewing these people and asking questions and learning so much. And then we sat down on the couch after one of my interviews, and I was like, if we're not doing something, it's because of us.
Yeah.
And so what is it that we're doing that stands in our own way? And then we like got really serious. And then we picked a date. I can't remember all the timing of it, but that's what happened.
But I think what I was going to say is we identified with doing something that was really deliberate. It wasn't about going full time. It wasn't about identifying with like the minimalism movement. Like there's a lot of labels and hashtags and things that trend well on Instagram that I think it's easy for people to identify with, which personally, I feel like labels like that can be leave you let down. Like I didn't need to be part of a movement. We just wanted to simply be deliberate. We wanted to do what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it.
So you didn't just feel like you were running around in circles. That's
and that's what it felt like. So we did something deliberate. So anyway, so going back to the dream, the retirement dream, I think it's being able to continue to be deliberate with the way we live. Yeah. That's, if I can boil it down. I took the long way there.
Yeah, it was the long way, but hey.
Okay, so Joel asked, does constant travel, is it wearing?
I think not having a plan is wearing. I love seeing new places, but that's why Route 66 has been so much fun, because we in our mind, we know exactly where we're going, and it doesn't matter how long or how short that is. It's just, we understand what we're doing. So I think having a plan for us is a big deal, but Mark says it well for other people that might be retiring and saying, okay, just having your freedom and your own time is wonderful, but there will come a time, maybe, but for most of the feedback we've received from people affirm this, is that at some point you go, okay, I have my freedom. I saw the things I wanted to see. I kind of miss my family, maybe some of my routine. And so having just a goal, I want to see all the national parks, or breaking it down to okay, I'm going to travel for this summer season, and this is what I want to accomplish. That's why we try to do Summer to Remember, so that people have a mission. And then at the end of the summer or whatever time period for them, they're like, yes, I did it. And you can feel some accomplishment. And then you can also see your growth. I can't believe I've done that. I can't believe now I'll be in a conversation or see a picture, and I can almost say I've been to every place in the United States that there's a picture on the wall. And I'm like, I've been there. And someone says a town, and I'm like, I've been there. Someone said the other day, oh yeah, Billings, Montana. I was like, oh yeah, I've been there. And they were like, yeah, I know you've been there. Okay. But I was like, I didn't mean it to come out, because Billings sounds odd, right? But
Tony, Tony. Yeah, I could just tell by the expression of your face.
But our son took his SATs there. You just have these experiences in these different places, and you're like, this is so cool. But having a mission is really helpful in breaking down what you want to do. And also having a mission when you first start out is helpful, because sometimes people get overwhelmed. The country is so big, there's so much to do, and I have this much time. How do I fit it in? So break down that mission. What is it? What's the feeling that you're looking for?
Well said. Okay, so new blends, Trish?
New blends. Okay, well, first, let's just talk about how many cool pictures there are. Everybody's making great food. I love seeing your pictures. There's nothing new coming out immediately. Right now, we have to be good at what we set out to do. And so I feel like we're conquering that. I mean, just knowing how to get bottles in time and labels in time. It's huge. It's a big deal.
And we're getting that dialed in. We're getting more and more dialed in. And we're changing the containers so that we can automate the process. You see the same comment. Someone wants to know if the Russian guy had a bead necklace. Did he have a bead necklace?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think he did.
I have no idea. Oh my God.
Anyway,
the train has gone off the tracks, people.
Yes.
So yeah, what were we saying here?
The blends.
The blends. Oh, okay. So what is in the works right now is a glaze line. So when you're done with your meats and your veggies and whatever it is you're making, a pasta, you have a glaze to finish it. Kind of think finishing salts, but with a glaze, it's more vinegar based. So it's really a little bit more healthy. And but huge flavor.
Someone asked about the cookbook. The cookbook is now, we have a new print date. We have a new delivery date of, I think, March 4th. That could change. I'm hoping to get it pushed up.
Don't change the containers. I know, Amy, I didn't want to change the containers.
The change,
but they're gonna be a little taller.
They're not changing much, but
they're just,
because Trish
can't use the other ones anymore.
They're too wide to automate the certain processes. And so we could keep up faster if we had slightly narrower. But anyway, the cookbook, it looks like it's gonna be in March, which is disappointing, but we have other exciting news about that we'll share in future live streams.
Yes.
Okay, so new blends, downtime. Someone asked about what do we do for downtime? Our downtime
pretty much. This is our downtime. Why don't we get a house and renovate it during our downtime?
Well, yeah, it's kind of therapeutic.
I'm actually kind of hot. Like just thinking about that, I'm kind of like warm. But no, I think
our downtime typically on a work week is Monday nights and Tuesday night. We'll watch things like Yellowstone. We were talking about Yellowstone on Facebook.
Yes.
We'll watch whatever series is on, because as you know, things come on for a month and then they go away for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then another season, the next season comes 2 years later. So whatever year we're in for the next season, we'll watch typically on Monday and Tuesday night. And that's kind of the extent of it. But for right now with what we're doing, that's all we really.
Downtime for me is
wrapping Christmas presents.
As a reference to the beginning of this whole situation.
Yeah, if you're new here.
Anyway, so yeah, downtime for me is really getting to like really be with the family. All 5 of us were sitting around a table, and it was like the best to like tap into real time, because we can fly Victoria out to see us, but it's not quite the same. You know, I mean, it's amazing, but sitting around your own table and like chatting about whatever and just knowing where people's hearts are, like what they're interested in, what they're all about.
And then what does Christmas look like for us, Trish? Christmas
used to be like a big, huge deal. And Christmas has gotten a little bit less this year. Where your mom is hosting, it's your mom. I don't know if you use that word, but she's putting on a fancy dinner for Christmas night. So we're really
Eve. Can't confuse those terms. No, Christmas night is Christmas Day night, isn't?
Yeah, that's when it is.
Oh, it is.
Yes. I'm in charge of the schedule, folks. Yes. So anyway, yes. So it's Christmas night. Okay. So we're doing that, and then I don't know. We haven't quite figured it out. Victoria has kind of a busy. That's right. Victoria has her new job. She was working.
Oh, that's right. Tori was always at Dutch. I
realized that just now. Like she's usually working like the whole time, and she's not.
Yes.
So, oh my gosh, we get that time back. I just haven't had enough time to think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
We're doing a gift exchange with cousins. I don't know what it's like for you, but we're gonna do a fun gift exchange, because when you think about cousins and things like that, things can get out of hand price-wise like really fast.
I have coming on Amazon little miniature gnomes holding machine guns.
Is that your Christmas gift?
I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I got 6 of them coming, and they're this big, and they're holding little machine guns like this.
The boys will fight over that.
I know.
That boys will fight over that. Victoria just went to a White Elephant, and she got like a bunch of beef jerky. Mm-hmm. She said people fought over it.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm just going to share this really quickly because I don't want to bore you. All right.
We're already over an hour.
Oh, okay.
We're losing people.
We got to speed up. Okay. So anyway, but
I look at 1 hour to drink a beer.
Our kids don't obviously they don't have like real jobs, right? So pretty much they're like
the comments say we don't have a real job, John Trish.
Let me tell you something. We have a real job. There's a lot of work going on here, but it's really fun.
Yes.
So anyway, our kids don't have real jobs. So what are they doing? They're like calling each other. What are we going to do for mom and dad? What are we going to do for each other? All that kind of stuff. So we're going to do this like little mind map thing where we write out our own thing. Yeah.
She's telling me too. She's telling all of us and me
do
right now.
And we're going to talk about like what are our top 3 like things that we're going to focus on for the year. And then what are we working on? And if I accomplish this, what will it mean to me? But the gift down at the bottom is what we can do to support each other. So if that means we pray for each other, if that means we like introduce a mentor, if that means, oh, we've got a book, or if that means we check in and we say, how are you? Things like that. So for me, like, we do not need things. So our children giving us things is like really nice, but we don't need that. So we travel in a rig. I'm trying to figure out already, like, where do I put these things? I don't have space.
What am I going to do with these gnomes? What do I do with these gnomes? They're only this big, but what do I do with them?
What do I do with them? But what I really want to know are the people that I love the most, what's going on in their mind, their year, their heart. So that's what we're doing. You asked. That's the only reason I'm telling you. So anyway. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. So that way they're not worried about, like, what can I buy you? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I think we covered it all.
I think we did.
We did indeed.
Anything else?
We covered a little extra too.
We covered a little extra. Maybe that was too much to share, but that's what we're doing.
No, not that. I mean, I'm talking about Russian guy.
Oh. I knew you were going to bring it up. I just didn't know how you were going to do it.
What are you talking about?
KYD gnomes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What is it? What is a KYD gnome?
A KYD bobblehead. I think we should have a Charlie bobblehead.
Charlie bobblehead.
I think that would be great.
Yes.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so that's it. We hope that you had fun here just talking about nonsense, but getting updates. And we absolutely love that we get to share this with you, this relationship, because that's what it is.
Yes.
It's like a really cool relationship that we get to share back and forth. And we love how you are all supporting each other and chatting on each other's questions and answers and successes and dips. Remember, mind the dip, because you will get through it.
Amy says, "You know what a gnome signifies, don't you? Don't tell me. Don't ruin it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Is it a bad thing or a good thing? If it's a good thing, tell us.
Yeah.
If it's a good thing, tell us. If it's a bad thing, then he's gonna be like,
so funny. Wait.
Ginger bobblehead. Yes.
Wait, is that Russian? Is that Russian guy? Is that Russian guy?
Anyway, we just want to say thanks for coming here. Thanks for being here tonight. We're looking forward to renovating this place
and sharing it with you.
You're going to be on the know first. And we wish you a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. And otherwise, we wish you a very Happy New Year, whatever you're going to be up to. Start planning, letting us know what you're going to do, where you're going to RV, what questions do you have, because that's why we're here. We're available. And we've got a Carson FaceTime
How come
call.
We've
got a FaceTime call.
Anyone under 25 is not a phone call anymore. It's always a FaceTime.
It's always a FaceTime.
Always a FaceTime.
So anyway, okay, we're going to say goodnight.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks for being here.
Bye for now. Thank you.